pleasure to have you join us today on the program, Healthy Living. I'm Adesuwa Osa Uwage, and what we're wishing you in this 2026 is a healthy life. For you to be healthy, and for you to know exactly when to go to the hospital to take care of yourself. So today we want to concentrate on the children, and we're going to conclude what we started last week, or should I say what we started last year? All right, we're concluding today on rubella and measles immunization, how important this vaccine is to your child and even you as a mother. And so our doctors are in the house, and I want to introduce them again. Their names, let's refresh our memory. So join me as I make welcome Professor Ayebo Sado. She's the Director, Institute of Child Health, University of Benin. She's also a consultant pediatrician, Department of Child Health, University of Benin Teaching Hospital, and Chairperson, Pediatric Association of Nigeria. Is a big one. Madam, a pleasure to have you join us today.
Good afternoon, viewers, and
like
Happy New Year.
Happy to have you join us, Doctor. So,
thank you.
I also want to introduce to you Dr. Chinelo Nebe. She's the Registrar, Department of Public Health and Community Medicine, University of Benin Teaching Hospital, and she's also the coordinator M1 at Young Doctors Forum and coordinator M1 at Edo State. So, Doctor, nice to have you join us.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and last but not the least on our list, we have Dr. Queen Odikemere. I got that today. I've been practicing. Okay, Dr. Queen Odikemere is a senior registrar, Department of Public Health and Community Medicine, and M1 coordinator, Department of Public Health and Community Medicine, University of Benin Teaching Hospital. So all three of them are from UBGH. Hello, doctors. A pleasure to have you join us today. So let me start with Dr. Sado. We're talking about rubella and measles immunization. Can you just refresh our memory again on the need for this?
Right. Thank you very much. So we said the last time that measles is caused by measles virus, yes. And we are more familiar with that. And measles is a terrible illness for children. It kills, and the symptoms usually will be that the child would have fever, cough, catarrh, and red eyes, and then the rash comes on, and child is ill for about a week, and then the rash subsides and disappears, but as it's disappearing, the skin is peeling. So for several months afterwards, we still see the evidence of measles in that child. So that is what I've just described is mild measles, but there can be complications. So the child can have pneumonia, can have meningitis, can have meningoencephalitis, can have diarrhea, and if the child is malnourished, and many of our children are malnourished these days, the economy is not very friendly, they can have all of these complications. And even after they have recovered, for up to a year after, they have excess mortality. So that is measles. Okay. Now, for rubella is somewhat similar. It's caused by a virus. So when it affects older children, adults, have the same fever, but the fever is not as high as in measles. Then they may have red eyes, some fever, then they rash. Rubella is also called 3 days measles. It's also known as German measles because of the people who first described it. But the 3 days measles, just when you're looking at a child's face and saying, are you planning to have measles or something like that, the rash is disappearing. So it takes about 3 days and it has completely disappeared, and it doesn't leave any telltale signs like measles. But why are we worried about rubella? When a pregnant woman gets exposed to rubella, that is where the problem is. Okay. That is disaster in waiting.
Okay, let me ask Dr. Chinelo now. How does a pregnant woman contact rubella?
A pregnant woman to contact rubella to start with, most especially it occurs when the pregnant woman is not immunized. So immunization plays a vital role.
Not immunized, an adult.
Because one thing about measles and rubella is that it can provide a lifelong immunity.
Okay.
That's one of the fantastic results that comes with the vaccination. So when the pregnant woman is not immunized, obviously she's predisposed to contracting the virus. Do you understand? Now, one vital thing about it is that the period of the pregnancy determines the fate of the offspring. Do you understand? So for the first trimester, usually when the pregnant woman contacts the virus, it could lead to miscarriage. Obviously, as simple as that. The woman gets lost, there's loss of pregnancy. Then for the second trimester, it will come from other genetic defects that can also result to issues like congenital heart diseases, sensorineural losses, maybe, and also sight. It can affect the sight of the baby. So when the baby is born, you see that the baby is deformed from birth. So that's one of the vital things. And also because this provides a lifelong immunity, what it also entails that the mother tends to also transfer some of the immunoglobulin, or should I say form of protection, to the baby passively after birth. So the baby is protected for some period before we talk about backing up with vaccinations. So it's kind of not just the mother, but also the baby. So we are not just preventing something like mortality.
Yes.
We are more morbidity. At this particular place, now we are talking about infant mortality, neonatal mortality. So it protects them before we now reinforce with vaccination. So you see the role this vaccination does, just not just only to the mother.
Don't worry. You have to tell us the important thing.
Now, how does the pregnant woman knows that she has contacted
because some may just say that he going by what Professor described.
Some may just say
and all of that, and they just play over it, and that is that. Knowing fully well the kind of mentality most of us have towards assessing medical care.
Yeah. You see, that's the main thing. For a woman to know she has contracted it, just like my senior colleague mentioned earlier, it's something that goes for a short period of time. Sadly, the woman may have these rashes. The woman may have these rashes, but she won't be able to pinpoint that this is rubella because of the shortened duration. Yes, may have a generalized body rash with fever, mild fever. She may take it for malaria or whether itching. Yes, it may come with itching or it could come with papular rashes, they say. But they're thinking of rubella because it's about sensitizing the woman, knowing that this could be, and also depending on the season. Because mostly measles and rubella, they usually come during the hot season. So it's kind of interfere with the symptoms can interfere with
the weather. One would think is heat rash and all of that.
Yes, so much. So sadly, it could affect that.
Okay, Dr. Quaye, when Prof was talking
about that measles can kill.
At what point does measles really kill? Because a lot of us trivialize this ailment. At what point does measles kill?
Most times, children that are under 5, that's within the age of 1 to 5 and less than, they are still trying to build up their immunity from the breast milk and then from the supplementary feeds they get. So most times when this infection or they come in contact with this virus and then there are less supports, like in terms of feeding, they are malnourished or their immunity is down. When this virus gets tend to contact this virus with this low immunity, and then in terms of our feeds, nutrients, they help us sustain us, makes us strong and all that. But when these children are lacking in all these things, this can lead to deaths. It can lead to form of deformity. So within, a child is vulnerable to its complications and to its mortality, especially within the age of 1 to 5 years. That's children less than 5 to or less than 5 years. So it's very important that we take care of these children at this age so that they don't tend to have the complications. Yes, death may happen, but most times when you don't take the appropriate measures in terms of ensuring that they feed adequately, for those who are breastfeeding, ensure that they are exclusively breastfed about to 6 months. if this thing is not being done, maybe in terms of maybe the mother is not able to do that either financially or maybe working and is unable to carry out these processes, this child is vulnerable to having complications of that are associated with measles, even up to death. So that's why it's very important.
Okay, all right. It's that time for us to take a very short break, and when we come back, we'll ask Prof and the other doctors some questions and get answers definitely. So, a woman that did not take immunization at birth or vaccination at birth, they come back and not even know it. Is it impossible to take vaccination as an adult?
Yes. There is no age discrimination when it comes to vaccination against these diseases, measles or rubella.
But would it be effective?
It's true. But one thing we have to put in notice that also because we are in a community where measles and rubella is endemic in our setting.
Yes.
So what it does that there are sometimes there are natural strain that we could get by virtue of communication. So the body tends to build up the immune system against it. So luckily, the person may be, by virtue of natural strain, lucky to get it. So you can go to, but before then, if the person is concerned, perhaps I need to vaccinate myself. We can carry out some laboratory investigation to confirm the immune status of the person in regards to that, whether this person will go ahead and have this vaccination or not. However, there are some situations we have to take note of as an adult when it comes to immunization against, vaccination against rubella. And this because it's a life attenuated vaccine. So remember, it's contraindicated in pregnant women.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
so
serious,
yes, you don't want because pregnancy on its own alters the immune status to an extent, and a lot is happening. Remember, so the woman is not just about her; it's also for the baby. So you don't want to introduce the vaccine to the woman, and and you go ahead attacking the baby. So that will lead to maybe miscarriage or congenital deformity, which could lead to triads of signs and symptoms that the outcome will not be favorable. So because that's what you're trying to prevent. So that will have to take note of it. And also the immune status of the person is also vital. If the person is maybe something like HIV positive or is taking some medications that kind of repress the immune system, the person will not go ahead and have this vaccination.
That's why you doctors are there. Prof,
we now have rubella and measles vaccine as one. Please tell me why.
Okay,
and the
so
importance of this.
all right. So we have basically described what measles can do. Can kill. So and spend a lot of money to treat a child who has measles. Then, if a child has congenital rubella, it costs between $4,000, $400,000 and $100,000 to treat one child who has congenital rubella syndrome. So we are saying a child who is blind, a child who is deaf, a child who has a hole in the heart, and who is possibly mentally retarded. So
we're not sure if that child is going to be well, if that child is going to be fit.
So it costs a lot to treat. So prevention is better than cure.
Please tell us more about this prevention.
So to prevent both measles and rubella, the best is vaccination. And so before now, we're giving measles vaccine. And that just prevents only measles.
I think we take measles for our children twice.
Yes, at 9 months and at 15 months. And I can tell you that that has been effective. So in the year 2000, there were 11 million cases of measles in Africa.
Wow.
But as at 2023, this was down to 4 million.
Okay.
What made the difference? Vaccination. In Nigeria, we are improving, but we are not yet there. So in 2025...
When you go to hospitals, you see a lot of women queuing up to get vaccines for their children.
Yes, but we are not yet there. So we had like 26,000 cases, suspected cases, and 77% of them did not receive any vaccine. So those who have measles is among those who did not take the vaccine.
Tell us the reason why they should collect this vaccine.
So we have said the bad things that measles and rubella can do. Yes. So prevention is better than cure. So the government has provided a vaccine that can prevent both measles and rubella. one
One
injection.
vaccine. How many
So,
doses?
in the campaign, it's going to be one dose
One
that is going to be
dose.
given to children aged 9 months to 14
What if
years.
these children have taken vaccines before? Does it really matter?
No. So if
So it
you
doesn't matter if you have been
if you are a
vaccinated
9-month
against
old,
vaccine,
if you are a 9-month
measles before.
if you are a 9-month-old, you probably have not taken, so you are just starting your vaccination. If let's say you are a 10-month-old, you are getting your second dose. All right. So we're
If you're 14
targeting
years,
9 months to 14 years.
to 14
So that's a
years. If you're
large
14
cohort
years,
of children that we are protecting. If you are 14 years, 13 years, 12 years, you have taken one dose of measles before. So, or even 2 doses. But getting measles, rubella vaccine is not going to cause any
so
problem.
these vaccines are mostly in government hospitals. People get it for free. But in private hospitals, they are not free. And with the strike from government hospitals, people will tend to go to private hospitals. So what is the hope for these persons? And what is the efficacy of these vaccines that they are going to get from
I can assure you,
private hospitals?
I can assure you that the vaccines that are in the public sector, they are the best.
That's public sector. What about private sector? You people will go on strike.
Okay.
You people are planning a strike now. Some
That's
are planning
doctors.
strike
The
now.
nurses are working.
Some doctors are planning strikes now.
The doctors are-
Johannesburg is also
The
doing
PhD.
their-
The nurses are working.
The PHCs. We have
And then the primary health
centers.
health centers.
So if parents go to family health centers now,
Primary health
centers.
centers.
if they go to any primary health center,
Yes.
within
Yes.
the 18
Yes.
government
Within
area,
your
they
local
have it,
government.
they
Yes.
will get it
Exactly.
for
Yes.
free.
Yes.
If they go today, they will get it.
Well,
Yes.
so that brings us to why we are here. The vaccine is going to be rolled out as from 20th of January in Edo State.
Okay.
In the northern states, that was done in October, so it's available in those states.
And
But
the vaccine is free.
it is free.
You will not go there and they will tell you buy cotton wool.
No.
Pay for consumables. Bring 200
That's in
naira for
private sector.
consumables. No, they
Private
do that
sector.
in some primary health care centers.
They don't do that.
No, not for
It has
primary
already
care
been paid
I'm
for.
telling you for sure that they do that in some primary health center. Maybe not for this, but bring something for cotton wool. We don't have cotton wool and we don't have. They call it consumables, Abi. So for this one, no,
But,
want to
but
assure parents.
it might be
this is a
okay.
social
So let me tell you what
responsibility.
is going to happen.
Yes.
So
It's
come
free
20th
for
of
children.
January, they will start giving the measles rubella vaccine free of charge.
Any
They will go
government
to
hospital.
schools, they will
Okay.
go to churches, they will
Okay.
go to mosques, they will go to
Okay.
marketplaces, free for 10 days campaign.
Free for 10 days.
Free for
Madam
10 days.
Heramo, Free for 10
Free
days.
for
Please
10 days.
avail yourself.
Then after that, it will become routine. We give it now at 9 months and at 15 months.
15 months, like
Like previously
incorporated.
So it is going to replace the former measles vaccines that we're giving.
So parents should not be scared.
They shouldn't be scared. So it is
Alright.
also going to be free
Thank you.
when it gets to that point.
Okay, doctors, this is all we're going to do today. Time is not our friend. Dr. Queen, thank you. Dr. Chinelo, thank you. Prof,
One
a
more thing.
pleasure.
One more
Prof, time is up. Thank
I
you
know.
for
But
finding
one more
time
thing,
to be with us.
please. Now,
That's all we have.
for our 9-year-old girls,
Okay.
they will also offer HPV vaccine to
Okay, I
prevent
think we'll
cervical
come and
cancer.
talk about that HPV vaccine someday because cervical cancer, for women to understand it, is very important.
Yes.
So find time to come and talk about
The
it.
vaccine is going to be given
Free of
from
charge too.
free of charge. So
Okay.
it's important during that 20th
I've
to
given you
30th.
enough time. Thank you so much for making time to be with us.
How time
I like
flies.
to hear so much about our girl child. So the
9-year-old.
the HPV vaccine for 9-year-olds is free. And of course, the rubella and measles is also free.
9 months to 14 years.
Everything that you can do to protect our children, let's do it. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
All right.
ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you. Top on the list of the initiates was the eldest son of the Esama of Benin and former governor of Edo State, Chief Lucky Nosakare Igbenedion. 11 of his siblings, namely Bright Ayamekwe Igbenedion, Honorable Charles Osenwige Igbenedion, Peter Osawari Igbenedion, Dr. Fred Osanwi Igbenedion, Barrister Mike Osarene Igbenedion, Efosa Douglas Igbenedion, Upuma Ernest Igbenedion, Osawe Igbenedion, Edosa Igbenedion, Dr. Daniel Omorige Igbenedion, Agbon Steve Igbenedion, as well as the Executive Director Operations, ITV and Radio, Chief Elder Ugbeide Nwonse. It was a vital aspect of Okada community's cultural heritage, which emphasized the significance of age, responsibility, and community service. Over 50 notable sons of Okada were also initiated. According to tradition and customs, those initiated, dressed in white traditional attire, were made to undergo some rituals, while the Odionwe pronounces blessings on them and assisted them to take a seat with the elders.
ITV, certainly the best.
The Ekoko masquerades from Ute village, whose cult is connected with Obaewari and his mother, Elere, appear on this occasion to bless the Oba. Ekoko is a ritual masquerade that dances to please the guests and the Oba.
ITV, certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best.
It's great to have you join us on yet another fresh episode on the program Law and You. We always take our time to elucidate some concepts that seem blurry in the eyes of the viewers. And of course, it's a beautiful time out to also look into another concept. This is an everyday thing that we always go through. And of course, every now and then, there's always a need for us to exercise our rights as citizens, most especially on the topic, the rights of the citizen during police stop and search. This is an exercise that we experience every day, but do the citizens have the rights as regards not to be searched, or what could be the legal boundaries for the police officer to demand a search on your vehicle or your bag or your phone? Well, all of this will be what we're going to be looking at today on the program Law and You. My name is Philip Omo Gyukbo. Welcome on board with me. Discussing this with me, I have a civil rights activist, and of course he is a legal practitioner, talking about Barrister Ireye Fidelix. Good to have you join me, Barrister Fidelix.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, well, there are so many things we look at when it comes to the rights of the citizens, yes. And this happens to be the spotlight we're looking at today. But can you just give us an overview of the responsibility of the police in stop and search of a citizen?
Well, the stop and search of a citizen is allowed, but you cannot infringe on the right of the citizen. Like the stop and search by police is allowed by law, but not by infringing in the right of the citizen. Like some of the Nigerian police, they stop the innocent one, they search their phone, they search their bags, they search their bank app, which is not allowed by law. It is not allowed by law for police to stop and search an innocent citizen of the state or of Nigeria, unless by search warrant. That is only when something is allowed, or by court order. You cannot just stop people on the road and without a warrant, then you start searching their phone, you start searching their app, their bank app, you start searching their vehicle. It is not done. They only have the right of a reasonable suspicion. When there is a reasonable suspicion in the state, maybe crime has been committed, they have to alert the police that the direction of that person who committed that crime is within the direction where they are. That is only when they can stop and search. That is only when stop and search is allowed. For those that have committed crime or those that are about to commit crime, maybe at the time of really searching, they can find maybe arms or something that is incriminating. But apart from this, the police have no right to just stop people on the road, like what they are doing in Benin, in every corner of the Benin, searching the young people app, bank accounts, then their phones and their laptops is not allowed. And your way of dressing does not permit police to search you, to be taken as a reasonable suspicious person.
Or your hairstyle.
Yes, or your hairstyle, or your dreadlock, or the type of car you are carrying. No, it is not allowed by law. Maybe that is your way of living. Or know where you are working. It is not allowed by law.
Okay, you just set the record straight, but yes. Well, let's paint a scenario, because that's what we see every day. You know, it's always important that we make sure that we understand what the law, says, and what our comportment should be when we are being, faced with such a situation. Now, are you saying that, being that there must be a search warrant, if at all they must search your vehicle or search your bag or your phone, what should be the attitude put up before the citizen? If he's being accosted, yes, should he demand for a search warrant?
Yeah, when a citizen is being accosted in any police checkpoint or anywhere, the first thing you ask, you must know the identity of the police who want to search you. You must know his identity.
What do you mean by know his identity? Okay. Ask for the name, the badge number,
and the station.
Oh.
If you refuse to declare it, you politely be silent. Say you will communicate to your lawyer. They will not do you anything. They will know that you know your rights. It is only when you are silent, because many Nigeria compromises. When you are silent, that is only they will be able to carry out
advantage of you.
You take advantage, yeah, do advantage over you. And also, you also have rights at the time of that search to carry out recording of whatever is going on.
Well, that usually they don't like it. Police officers during stop and search, they don't usually like it. So what about if you are being reprimanded for that?
That is why you will call.
Because I've been in situations where
many of our citizens, they are silent over their rights. If something are rights, you call any human rights office, any NGO of the human rights. You call legal aids. They be able to bail you out.
So there's nothing wrong if you have to use your phone
to record
the event,
public space.
To record the stop and search.
Yes, you have right to record.
You have right to do that.
You have right to record.
Okay. A situation where you are being accosted, what should be the first attitude by the citizen?
Yeah, the first attitude is that
to stay calm.
May I know the reason of my being searched? The reason of. You must tell you the reason. Without that, the search cannot be carried.
Okay, but you do that while staying calm.
Yes,
because we've seen situations where some are being accosted and then they lose their cool.
You must be polite. You must be polite.
You must be polite.
Yes. You must ask the enforcement agent the reason for your being searched. You have right.
Okay.
It's your right.
But usually we don't see police officers showing the search warrant when such a situation arises.
Yeah, what they are doing is illegal. It's because the citizen doesn't know their right. That is where we are here to tell them their rights.
So what we are saying is that ideally the police officer should show the search warrant.
The search warrant.
In a public place, on the road, for instance.
Yes.
On the road, for instance, if they suspect any vehicle, for instance, don't they have the discretionary rights also to search such vehicles? After all, they are law enforcement agents.
That is just
must they always have a search warrant for that? Don't they have such discretionary rights?
That is why I said earlier that if there is any suspicions, a reasonable suspicions, they have rights to stop.
So the police officer, can also use his discretion.
Yes, when there is a reasonable suspicions,
and that must be established
by the police, which will be established. Let's assume something happened. Something happened. They say, okay, there is Curtis fighting in so place. Last night there was a fever in so place. Then they have right. If that road, that area, to do search and stop and search, that is the reasonable suspicions they have.
If you are saying this, it then means that at every now and then, every police officer at the checkpoint could just peddle any excuse for which such a citizen must be searched.
No,
because he could just come up and say, well, there are issues. We've had some criminal elements around, so we want to make sure that we comb the
no.
area and make sure that
the area,
those who are around are searched. So they can just peddle any reason.
No, there is no way of peddling any reason. The reason being that before you search, you must be able to declare to the person you want to search the reason of your doing it suspicious, reasonable suspicious. You must tell the person you are reasonable suspicious of what happened, what crime that happens also, or anything that happens also. That is the only way you can. You cannot just stop people indiscriminately as they do. They will stop the first car, follow the second one, like that, searching they happen. No. But as regard these three things, the dignity of a person is very, very important to law. Like that phone, searching phone, is not allowed by law. That one must be on warrant.
On warrant?
On warrant.
So police officers are not supposed to do that even on the road?
At all. They can't do that on the road. It's not allowed.
So even if they show a warrant on the road?
Yes, they have no right.
Even if they show a warrant on the road to stop and search?
If they show warrant on the road, they'll be allowed.
To stop and search. No. It's one thing to have a warrant to stop and search. But it's another thing to search one's phone. I think that's too personal. Is it what can be done on the road, or when you just accost a citizen, or when there's a follow-up investigations?
There is no police commissioner can give a warrant for stop and search on phone.
Oh, exactly.
That is privacy. Phone is a privacy. Your bank account is a privacy.
Except there's a follow-up investigation on that.
Unless there is court order.
Oh, court order.
Unless there is court order. It is not possible for the commissioner to give police a warrant to go and invade people's privacy. It's not possible. People's dignity is not possible. And search must be carried out by agenda. It's only a woman that can search. It's only a police officer.
A female officer that can search a female. Yeah.
It must be carried out accordingly. You must know the reason why you are being searched. You don't just surrender yourself to them. But you see in this place, maybe a bus is just coming from Machi to Benin. They will stop every person there. They start searching. I entered a vehicle when I was coming from a court. I entered private, public vehicle.
Yeah.
A lot of students were in the vehicle. They stopped us at Uga. I reacted. They were saying, stop and search. I said, why? You don't do that. Where is your warrant? Where is your warrant of searching all the young boys? They say they are the one committing crime. On what way? Who alleged them?
The Gen Zs. Yes. That's what they say.
Who alleged them? Is it because of their dressing? Dressing make you a crime person? Is the way of his life, his style of life. That's how they live them. They say, lawyer.
You save the day.
They say, you are lawyer. You are enemy of police. Then all of us, we left. The problem with Nigeria is that they are silent. Even those that know the law, they are silent. They don't talk. The only way you can move the country to bring a change is when you speak out.
Well, that's the essence of this program, and that's why this topic is on the spotlight for you to air your opinion, basically. And of course, when you are being accosted, there's nothing wrong if you ask questions and, of course, demand for a search warrant. Basically, that's the essence of knowing your right as a citizen, and that's why this program is going out for you to, be educated on your rights. I'm Philip Omogukman, and I've been speaking with a legal practitioner, Fidelis Airey. We take a short break. Do stay. Good to have you join us. The program is still Law and You, and I still have my guest, a legal practitioner, in the person of Fidelis Ayerayi. Now, let's look at the right to remain silent, because usually when the police officer is accosting a citizen during stop and search, they do ask questions. Is it the right of the citizen to keep mute? Or at what point should he be demanded to speak in terms of answering questions of the police officer?
That is a very good question. When they start stop and search, those that know the law, when they ask them, they bounce on them, although there are no search warrant. What you do, if you have an ID card, you give them your ID card and give them your name.
Yeah.
You finish it. Any other question you can keep in mute.
Oh.
You tell them, because any question that will incriminate you, you have to be silent over it. What you say is that, okay, I will inform my lawyer.
Good.
That ends the story. They will leave you. That's why I said Nigeria, because they are being silent. The next thing you see, our young men, even the people, they will start giving money, bailing themselves, which is not allowed.
Well, basically, they always say bail is free, but have you witnessed such?
Yes, really, bail is free. It depends on the person in the that is handling the matter. If it is a lawyer that they compromise with police, the bail won't be free. They will negotiate. But like me, I've gone to police station several times. Those that follow me there, it's free.
Okay.
It's free.
Okay. At what point can your vehicle, for instance, be arrested during stop and search?
He can only be arrested if they find incriminating things inside, like gun.
Oh.
Like gun. That is the basic.
Because the vehicle can be arrested alongside the occupant or the driver.
No, only the driver.
Only the driver.
The person who committed the offense.
Probably he didn't commit it. Probably he just found that the item was in his vehicle and he doesn't know how the items got there. Because we've seen situations where even during stop and search, because some are used to, opening the boot, using the lever and just by their car seat, and without even coming out and see what the police officer is doing behind. So we've seen situations where, something happens and they find incriminating evidence in such vehicles, even without the driver knowing how it got there and who put it there. But the police officer can just say, well, we found this in your boot.
But
that's another reason why it's important for the driver to not just to open the boot, but also to be there while the police officer is searching the boot or the vehicle.
It's very, very important. That is why if there is really a search warrant to any place, when the police come there, maybe there's a search warrant in your house. They come to your house for a search warrant. Before the police enter, you search him first.
You search the police officer first?
So that there be no incriminating things you will drop.
Okay, that means the citizen has a right to search the police officer.
Yes, but the one they are doing on the road there is very, very illegal. It's illegal. No commissioner can give police a warrant to be searching people for
vehicles or boats.
Vehicles on the road. It's only the traffic, police traffic, officer traffic in charge of traffic that can search these particulars and others.
Exactly where I was coming to, because I asked the question, at what point can one's vehicle be arrested? Well, but if your particulars are not correct or expired, can such a vehicle be arrested?
Yes. Such vehicle can be arrested for you to renew your license.
Is it by impounding the vehicle?
With Nigeria system, they will take it to the station.
Yes.
As you pay all those penalty, they release it from there because of the bail.
When you say pay,
that is why.
Okay, but are such payments supposed to be made?
No, immediately
because
you
it's expected that
immediately you renew your this thing, you pick the vehicle away.
Okay.
That is for only traffic police and road safety. They are the people that have power over such things.
Okay, to search your vehicle particulars.
Yes, particulars.
Only the traffic police?
The traffic police.
But we usually see
the other one they are doing is illegal.
Are you serious?
Yes, it's illegal. Right. Traffic police have right. You will see them. You will know traffic police easily, the way they dress and all these things. All these MTD police, they have right to say.
A lot of things that we see really are not supposed to be, but what then will be the attitude of such a citizen, for instance, who is held by a police officer that does not have the right to, demand or search the vehicle particulars?
Even
what should be the attitude of the citizen?
The police knew. As at the time the police want to carry out the search, you tell him, are you a traffic ward? Are you this thing? He will answer.
The citizens can ask such questions?
Yes, they have right. You have right. That's what I'm saying. Silence is our major problem. With this program, I see many people will be aware of their rights. If they are able, not only knowing the right, but able to carry it out. Only to carry it out, because many Nigerians were living in silence.
Okay. So going forward, let's look at a way to ameliorate the plight of these citizens whose rights have been violated, infringed upon. Situations where, their phones are being searched illegally. You spoke about the invitation of civil rights activists to speak for them and all that.
Yes,
but how? Yeah, exactly. How can you just give us a process of how such an officer or case can be prosecuted?
Yeah, you see, since the law have already embarked that they have no right under anti-torture law, then you can sue them. You can sue the police.
Suing the police is expensive.
Yeah, it's not that expensive, but you at the end of
what's
the
process?
case, you must
is it by approaching the court?
Yes,
or
approaching.
You must first approach the police station.
No, you approach the court. It's the court.
When you are being accosted wrongly by a police officer, you approach the court.
Yes.
What court?
For the High Court for fundamental human rights, you sue them.
Who do you see at the High Court?
You sue the police.
Who do you see at the High Court? Because you say if you just walk to the High Court.
No, it's the lawyer. The lawyer you met or legal aid. I say you meet human rights, legal aid.
They always at the court?
No, they have offices.
Okay.
Which all the citizens know.
Okay.
They have offices. They will sue on the behalf of that person.
Okay, but it's not clear when you say the citizens can approach the court.
No, I said they can approach the
civil rights activists.
Civil rights activists.
Okay.
They can meet all those NGO, human rights,
okay.
legal aids.
Okay, legal aids.
They'll be able to carry it out for them.
All right. Thank you very much for taking out time to be part of this. But can we just have your final words on this segment as regards how to, make it right for stop and search of citizens without having issues with the law enforcement agents? Your final words.
My final word is that when they stop you on the road, yes, the first question you ask, what are you searching me for? What is the purpose of this search? The police must let you know. Thereafter, you identify yourself to the police. If you have ID, you show the police.
What about when you are demanded to make some payment, for instance?
After that, no, you will refuse. Police, when you insist, police.
When you know after making the payment, you'll be set free.
No, we know. Then after that, where he will know that you know your right, after that, you will ask the police question about his ID. What is your name? What is your service number? And your station. From there, we know you know your right. He will leave you. He will end there because you know it's an illegal act. When you get these three things, you can take it to anywhere to injure him.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister Fidelis Ayereye. I got it right?
Yes.
All right. So that's it on the program Law and You, as we dealt strictly on the topic, which is the rights of the citizen during police stop and search. We will be looking at the aspect of protests by citizens, consequences, and of course, legal boundaries this time next week. Bye for now.
ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living.
What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain, which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
On the news tonight, court grants ex-Justice Minister Malami son and wife 1.5 billion naira bail. ADC moves to unseat APC, sets up 20-member committee to boost party strength. Doctors demotion. Unique 24 Club of Germany installs Esama of Benin as grand patron. A very good evening to you, our esteemed viewers. Many thanks for joining us on ITV Network News. My name from the Abuja Network Studio is Godwin Dele. And tonight from Benin, I have Shuku Funaya Adigo joining us from Benin. And also from Lagos, I have Messi Naonko. Good evening to you, ladies.
Good evening.
Beautiful evening to you, Godwin. Good to see you tonight.
Good to see you too. We'll move straight to the news. Justice Emeka Winte of the Federal High Court in Abuja has granted bail to the former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, SAN, in the sum of 500 million naira pending his trial over alleged 8 trillion naira money laundering offenses brought against him by the federal government. The ruling was delivered on Wednesday in Abuja. Judicial correspondent Joseph Kadri reports that the court ordered Malami to produce 2 shorties who will stand for a sum.
Deliberately making the fate of Jomi and son, Justice Emeka Nwite admits them to bail in the sum of 500 million naira each. The court orders that they provide 2 shorties each who must own landed properties in Maitama, Asokoro or Gwarimpa district of the Federal Capital Territory. Justice Nwite further directs that the property document be verified by the Deputy Chief Registrar of the court, while the sureties are to depose of means. The court also orders Malami to deposit his international passport and other travel documents with the court, and rules that he must not travel outside the country without the express permission of the court. In addition, Malami and his sureties are to submit 2 recent passport photographs each to the court. Pending the perfection of their bail condition, the former Attorney General Federation has been remanded in Kuje Correctional Center. Justice Emeka Nwite has fixed February 17 for the commencement of trial in the corruption case. After the proceedings, counsel speak to press.
We are comfortable with the bail conditions, and we are hopeful that within a reasonable time we'll fulfill those bail conditions, and the defendant will be released and prepare for their defense.
From Abuja, Joseph Kadri, ITV News.
Meanwhile, according to a new travel restriction by the U.S. State Department, Nigerians and other travelers applying for the United States B1 and B2 visas may be required to post bonds of up to $15,000. Visa bonds are financial guarantees required by the department for certain foreign nationals from countries classified as high risk who are applying for B1 and B2 visas for business or tourism purpose. The development further tightens entry conditions for travelers following the introduction of partial U.S. travel restrictions on Nigeria a week earlier. According to information published on the U.S. Department of State's website, travel.state.gov, the fees paid without the direction of a consular officer will not be refunded and do not guarantee automatic visa issuance. And of the listed nations, Africa countries accounted for 24 of the 38, including Nigeria. The implementation dates vary by country, with Nigerian dates set for January 21, 2026. And away from that, ahead of the 2027 general elections, the African Democratic Congress, ADC, has constituted a 20-member committee to oversee membership numerical strength, revalidation, mobilization, and registration across the country. The national chairman of the party, Senator David Mark, who inaugurated the committee, urged members to show commitment in order to ensure the success of the party in the 2027 elections. Political correspondent Joseph Kadri brings us details.
Speaking at the inauguration of the committee, the national chairman, Senator David Mark, urges members to ensure inclusiveness and strict adherence to the party's constitution. He says the initiative is part of efforts by the party to strengthen its grassroots presence and position the party ahead of the next general election. He charges members of the committee to discharge their responsibilities with integrity, fairness, transparency, and a strong sense of patriotism to the party.
You are expected to discharge your duties with integrity, fairness, transparency, and a deep sense of patriotism to our party. You must approach this assignment without bias, favoritism, or exclusion, bearing in mind that unity and credibility are the foundation upon which the future of the ADC is built. Let me emphasize that this exercise is not about exclusion, but inclusion. It's about strengthening the party. It's about organizing the party.
That will not sleep, will not rest, will work 24/7. You see us mobilizing and registering members in the creeks, in the deserts, across the length and breadth of this country. And as I have said, this will be a mass movement.
From Joseph Kadri, ITV News.
From the nation's capital, we turn our attention to Benin, where Chukwufunaya is standing by. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Godwin. And now from our Benin Network Center, the continuation of the news. Now, the 2026 Universal Week of Prayer of the Benin City Christian Community on Tuesday entered its second day, featuring a soul-stirring homily titled Joy in the Presence of the Lord. The message was delivered by the chairman of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, Edo State Chapter, Pastor Mrs. Margaret Agbonifo. Jolade Ojo reports that the program attracted senior pastors and worshippers from various churches within and beyond Benin City.
The Apostolic Church Nigeria, Lona Territory, located at number 37, Arosa Street in Benin City, was filled with excitement as members of the Benin City Christian community gathered for day 2 of the 2026 Universal Week of Prayer. The program featured hymns, praise and worship, alongside prayers of thanksgiving, confession, intercession, and supplication. Delivering the sermon, the chairman of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Edo State Chapter, Pastor Mrs. Margaret Agbonifo, spoke on the theme, Joy in the Presence of the Lord. She emphasized that the new year holds promises of overflowing joy for Christians who continually dwell in the presence of God.
Psalm 16 verse 11, just memorize it. In your presence there is fullness of joy, which means you can't get the fullness of joy in Celtic group. You can't get the fullness of joy in the Bushland. You can't get the fullness of joy in Shagotran. You can't get the fullness of joy in Pierre Palo. You can't get the fullness of joy in any country that the name of the Lord is not mentioned.
Program moderator Elder Agarase Idubo, along with other senior pastors, also spoke on the significance and success of the second day of the program.
It's a very special event, the Universal Week of Prayers, where we all congregate to offer prayers for our country, for our state, for our families.
It's to bring us together for the unity of Christ in the spirit and the body.
It was a gathering of joy, and from the word we received through the woman of God, declaring prophetically that this year we'll be enjoying joy of God all round season.
The 2026 Universal Week of Prayer is a week-long program that commenced on Monday, January 5th, with an opening service at the Central Baptist Church, King Square, Benin City. The program will conclude on Sunday, January 11th, 2026. From Benin, Jola Diojo, ITV News.
In a bid to bring together his friends during the Yuletide, a Benin-based entertainer, Nusa Obaseki, organized a concert tagged Ekwe Megia in Benin City, which has in attendance artists and musicians to light up the city center. Albert Aigbangbe report is presented by Efosa Nwangwe.
It was a gathering of who is who in the entertainment industry, both home and in diaspora, including the managing director of ITV and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, as they rallied round the host, Nusa Obaseki, for a well-attended event, Season 2. It was an opportunity for the host, Nusa Obaseki, to reconnect with old friends, both in the entertainment industry and beyond, interact with each other, and brainstorm on how to take the industry to another level. Different musicians and comedians, including the hosts, took center stage to entertain guests. The organizer, Nusa Obaseki, said the essence of hosting Season 2 event, especially in Benin City, was to come back to his roots and bring together his friends and colleagues in the entertainment industry under one umbrella to unwind.
It's all about Nusa Obaseki and Friends concert, a Kwemerian concert. This is the Season 2. Thank you to everyone that came out to celebrate me.
The managing director of ITV and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, described the event as a great concept put together by the organizer, which is an avenue to unite friends.
Give thanks to God for an eventual 2025, starting in 2026 in an outing of this nature. And I know the evening is going to be an evening of fun.
Some friends of the organizer and attendees, who include Ace movie producer Lancelot Timaswe, commended the organizer for such a well-thought-out event.
Nusa Obaseki, all his friends, we're coming out to celebrate him. A great artist, he's done so well, and that's the spirit. Came all the way from Lagos.
Somebody that respects his culture and tradition, very humble to the core.
He's an cultural ambassador, he's a man of peace, he's a man who has shown love to his fellow artists in Edo State. As
the guests expressed their excitement at the success of the show, they are optimistic that the Season 3 will be another unprecedented buster. From Benin, Efosa Nwangwe, ITV News.
In another report, residents and business owners across several parts of Edo State were thrown into near total darkness during the 2025 Christmas and New Year celebrations following prolonged power outages blamed on the Benin Electricity Distribution Company, BEDC. The blackouts, which lasted several days in some communities, disrupted festive activities and daily life, forcing households, churches, and entertainment centers to rely heavily on generators and other alternative power sources. Patience Usaogiwa has the details.
Electricity, often described as a symbol of life, stability, and connection, plays a vital role in homes and communities. However, despite the joy that usually marks the Christmas and New Year season, residents of Benin City, Edo State, spent large portions of the festive period without stable electricity. This followed the collapse of the national power grid on December 29, which left most electricity distribution companies, including the Benin Electricity Distribution Company, with little or no megawatts of power supply. Streets and homes in areas such as Ogobi, Owelu, Uselu, Obagie, and Oluku communities, as well as Sokpomba, Uyoko, and Ekenwa roads were plunged into darkness as electricity supply dropped to near zero. Speaking in Benin City, affected residents said the prolonged blackout forced them to spend extra money on petrol and diesel to power generators just to light their homes and preserve food items.
Most of the time is normally self-made generator that we use to celebrate. I can't remember the year that we entered the new year and there'll be light for people to say Happy New Year.
Christmas and New Year, there was nothing like electricity provision at all. I use solar in the afternoon generator in the night. That is how we survive.
Other residents called on the Benin Electricity Distribution Company and relevant authorities to put measures in place to ensure more reliable power supply, particularly during major national celebrations.
They should put their hands together to make sure all residents in Benin have light.
We have the transformer, but there's no light. We just use solar panel to get pure water.
Few periods they started bringing light after the celebration. It's not fair.
For many residents, the hope remains that future festive seasons will not be spent in darkness. From Benin, Patience Osaogiwa, ITV News.
The need for unity among the Gbagi-speaking people to uphold their culture, irrespective of background, religious or political affiliation, has been stressed. This forms the center stage as Gbagi-speaking communities of Niger, Kaduna and FCT Abuja converged on the playing ground of Lawal Gwadabe Primary School, Gawu Babangida Lambata, in Gurara local government area of Niger State to celebrate the 2026 Cultural Festival and awards to deserving sons and daughters of Gbagi descendants. Correspondent Umma Muhammad was there and now reports.
The event, which held at the playing ground of Lawal Gwadabe Primary School, Gawu Babangida Lambata, in Gurara local government area of Niger State, is the second of its kind and put together by the Big Brothers Association of Gawu Babangida Lambata, attracted participants from all Gbagi-speaking communities of the aforementioned state. The former governor, Umaru Muhammad Bago, who was represented by his deputy, Comrade Yakubu Garba, highly commended organizers of the program, adding that it greatly strengthens unity and development of Gbagi residents.
Issue of unity is non-negotiable for the Gbagi people. Whether you like it, you can never change your tribe.
One of the leading fathers of the Big Brothers Association and the Commissioner for Commerce and Industry in Niger State, Honorable Haruna Arafat Abubakar Magaji, admonished that the only path toward rapid growth of Gbagi people is for them to close ranks and speak with one voice, irrespective of diversity.
We are trying to revive our culture.
Others who spoke include Chairman of the occasion, Ambassador Zubairu Dada, the Esukwali Esuluka Ayedo Nsesan, and that of Buhari, and asked for the sustenance of the program, considering how it can revive values of the cultures of Gbagi people, especially as they are gradually eroding. Some of the awardees include former Governor Muhammad Umar Bagu, Professor Abubakar Sadauki, Mrs. Mary Giwa, among others. From Mina, Niger State Capital, Umar Muhammad, ITV News. For continuation of the news, let's turn our attention to our Lagos studio where Mercy Lina is standing by. Over to you.
Many thanks, Godwin. From our Lagos Network studio, Lagos State Task Force says it has arrested 32 suspected street urchins in another coordinated operations across the island and mainland areas. The task force, led by the chairman, CSP Adetaya Kerele, said the operation followed repeated reports and concerns raised by members of the public through various social media platforms and radio stations over the growing menace of street urchins, popularly known as the Omotaku. Lagos State correspondent Aigbeje Queria has details.
Chairman of the task force, CSP Akerele, said areas covered during the enforcement exercise were Akbogbon, Fadeyi, Jibo, Yaba Phase 1, Lagos Island, Pangrove, Ojuelegba, Surulere, and other adjoining roads across island and mainland. He said the task force observed illegal activities of alleged miscreants who unlawfully stopped articulated vehicles such as petrol tankers, lorries, trucks, trailers, and private cars. He said during the raid, 32 suspects were apprehended for constituting public nuisance, illegal road obstruction, and violating the Transport Sector Reform Law of 2018, as well as Environmental Management and Protection Law of 2017. The agency alleged that some of the suspects were also found to be smoking illicit substances suspected to be hard drugs and in their hands. From Lagos, Aigbeje Queria, ITV News.
And if you are just joining us, this is the Network News on ITV. Now it's time for a break. When we return, we'll bring you more stories on the news. Please stay.
Welcome back to the Network News on Independence Television. Now, in more news, the Benin Forum of Patriots, a social-cultural organization, has called on elders and leaders of Benin to broker peace among dissenting voices and ensure unity and sanity. This was part of resolutions disclosed at a press briefing held at Ozigbo Street off Ekenwa Road, Benin City. Joy Obaisiagbon reports.
Briefing journalist Comrade Amowie Izodua Imasuen condemned activities on social media where Benins engage in verbal attacks against one another. He cited recent incidents including the public dehumanization of Dr. Pedro Obaseki and acts perceived as disrespect to the Benin royal throne.
Benins have been pitched against each other. Some sections of Benins had the temerity to throw tantrums at the royal throne, which is never acceptable. The recent dehumanization of Dr. Pedro Obaseki by some youth over an alleged sacrilegious statement took it to a fearful and worrisome dimension.
The group appealed to His Excellency Mr. Lucky Imasuen, Senator Eigie Uzame, and over 70 revered leaders, elders, and businessmen in Benin to intervene. They urged them to join Chief Sam Igbe, the Iyase of Benin, and Professor Princess Adesua Imovoni Akenzua, whom they designated as elders to ensure the de-escalation of the current tension in Benin.
We must understand that our oppression is to ensure that only the elders that are capable of settling whatever rancor the Benins currently have amongst themselves.
The interactive press conference featured a question and answer session, during which Comrade Osaze Edigin assured that the gathering was solely for the progress and unity of Benin. He expressed optimism that leaders and elders would take responsibility and rise to defend the unity of the Benin people.
It's about time the elders take up the mantle and speak to these issues so as this tension can be doused.
Everybody should sheath his or her sword and let us employ diplomacy and tactfulness.
Joy Obaisiagbon, ITV News.
Now, concerned medical doctors in Edo State, under the aegis of the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, have staged a peaceful protest march along Saple Road in Benin City, demanding urgent action over the kidnapping of a house officer of the Edo State University Teaching Hospital, Auchi. The abducted doctor, Babatunde Ibrahim Abu, was reportedly kidnapped alongside his younger brother and a colleague by suspected kidnappers in Auchi, Isako West local government area of the state. Patience Usaogiwa reports.
Clad in white lab coats and carrying placards with inscriptions such as demand unconstitutional release, deploy technology for security reforms, and strengthen community policing, the medical practitioners marched from the Edo State Specialist Hospital through major streets along Saple Road to the Edo State Police Command headquarters. Addressing journalists during the protest, the Edo State chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Eustace Osegili, described the adoption as alarming and unacceptable, noting that medical doctors are increasingly becoming targets of criminal activities in the state.
We have told them that in 72 hours, we want our colleagues released to their families, to their loved ones, and to the association. And this state must be made safe for all of us.
Other aggrieved doctors expressed deep concern over the safety of medical personnel, particularly young doctors undergoing compulsory housemanship.
The abductors should do their best to acknowledge that these are doctors. Spare them. In all fairness, we don't deserve this.
We have made our point known to them that within 72 hours, if our members are not released, we will set all the hospitals in the state to darkness.
Receiving the protesters on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, the Edo State Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of operations, Mr. Innocent Ike Matara, assured the doctors that the command is actively working on the case and will stop at nothing to ensure the safe rescue of the adopted victims and the arrest of those responsible.
Action is in place to make sure that whoever that have been taken away is rescued.
The Nigerian Medical Association warned that continued insecurity could cripple the healthcare system, as fear and anxiety among medical personnel may adversely affect service delivery in public health institutions. From Benin, Patience Osaugiwa, ITV News.
Now, the entertainment industry in Benin City has recorded another boost as Obazuwa Omede Multimedia Concepts, in collaboration with Ahmed Media and Digital Concept, held its third series of Edo Open Mic competition. The competition, which is powered by the Prince Builders, is hosted by MC Commissioner and had a special guest appearance, music superstar Sir Peter Uwaifu. Efosa Wangwe has the details.
The competition, which is expected to showcase talented youths exhibiting their prowess using the microphone for different arts like singing, rapping, among others, is to get different fees attached to winners. Rapping, among others, has different fees attached to winners. According to the organizers, Ahmed Media and Digital Concept, the first prize will go home with 100,000 naira, second prize 70,000, while the third place will receive 30,000 naira. However, the show, which is powered by the Prince Builders, an estate developer, is also giving opportunity to the winners to perform live at the Edo Personalities Gala Night 2026. Commenting on the essence of the Edo Mic competition, Obazuwa Omede said it was to give opportunity to the youths to showcase their talents and show to the world their dexterity in handling the microphone. Amowia Destiny of Ahmed Media Concept said the third series has been able to live up to the expectations.
This is more like a preparation for my main show. It's a open mic competition. So we organize this to hunt for young talents.
This is season 3, and this is a competition that sorts for talent, and I'm trying to give them a platform in the entertainment industry.
Some participants appreciated Omedemotic, Ahmad Media and Digital Concepts and Prince Builders for bringing such concepts close to them in Benin City.
I feel good. This is the second time I am winning a prize. So I say thank you to Osazuwa Omede.
Thank you for coming out to support entertainment. Thank you for coming out to support creativity. Thank you to the Prince Builders.
A big thank you to the organizers. This is wonderful. It's a platform to show talents.
We are trying to develop the youth so that we can curb social vices like cultism, crime from society. So we want to give the youth opportunity to showcase their talents.
The main event is scheduled to hold soon. From Benin, Fosa Wangwe, ITV News.
Now, in another report, the member representing Igor Ikpoba Oha Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Honorable Murphy Usaro Omori, has formally resigned from the Labour Party and declared his decision to join the African Democratic Congress. He made the announcement while addressing journalists and party stakeholders at the Secretariat of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Edo State. Ofuria Neto reports.
Addressing journalists in Benin City, the federal lawmaker, Honorable Murphy Usaro Mori, said his decision followed prolonged internal crisis within the Labour Party, which he said has made his continued stay impracticable despite his loyalty and commitment over the years.
You will recall that in February 2023, I was overwhelmingly elected by my constituents under the banner of Labour Party to represent them at the National Assembly. I have remained a loyal and committed party man. This fact is evident to the point that I was referred to as the landsman standing. All this is to buttress my stance support for Labour Party. However, in spite of all effort, the intractable crisis rocking the Labour Party has made my continued stay in the party practically impossible.
He disclosed that his resignation from the Labour Party was formally communicated to his ward leadership in December 2025 and has since been accepted, paving the way for his defection to the African Democratic Congress.
To this end, I wish to use this opportunity provided by this press briefing to let you know that I joined the new coalition of the African Democratic Congress at the State Secretariat. My joining the ADC coalition today is sequel to my resignation from Labour Party. I pledge my full commitment to working with party leaders, coalition partners, to advance the cause of good governance. To my constituents, I reaffirm my unwavering loyalty to you. Your trust remains my guiding principle.
The federal lawmaker assured his constituents of continued effective representation, stressing that the move was taken in the interest of good governance, political stability, and improved service delivery. From Benin, Ofure and Neto, ITV News.
If you're just joining in, you're tuned into the Network News on Independent Television. We'll take an intermission now and be back with more reports. Stay tuned.
Now we have the Gigante boys. Gigante boys, we don't know what they want to do now. We are bringing upstairs. We are at the first floor. We don't know what they are going to do in the second floor. Always.
ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain, which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
Welcome back. Now, moving on. Chairman of Akoko-Edo Local Government, Right Honorable Alabi Blaze Oshonugwe, has assured the residents of adequate security of lives and property. He gave the assurance shortly after visiting victims of a recent kidnap attempt. Donald Demie has the details.
Right Honorable Alabi Blaze Oshonogwe visited the two hospitals where the injured victims were receiving treatment. He disclosed that a comprehensive manhunt has been launched to track down the fleeing suspects and bring them to justice. The Akoko-Edo Local Government Chairman also visited the scene of crime while returning from an official engagement in Benin City. A child divisional police officer in Ibilo 25 regular patrols in the affected area to consolidate security gains, assuring residents that adequate measures have been put in place to ensure the safety of life and property across Akoko-Edo. According to eyewitness accounts, the operatives of the Edo State Security Corps, in collaboration with other security agencies, successfully foiled a kidnapping attempt by suspects disguising in uniform of one of the security agencies. The incident occurred along the Ekpedo, Bekuma, Langpese, Ibilo Road in Akoko-Edo Local Government Area. From Akoko-Edo Local Government Area of Edo State, Donald A. Minyen, ITV News.
Moving on, the executive chairman of the Edo State Senior Secondary Education Board, Dr. Rita Erewele, in line with her leadership responsibilities and the Edo State government's commitment to reforming the education sector, has held an interactive meeting with executive principals from the 18 local government areas of the state. The meeting, held at a hall within the premises of Idia College, Benin City, was aimed at reaffirming the chairman's readiness to address prevailing challenges and strengthen collaboration between the board and public senior secondary schools ahead of the 2026 academic session. Jolade Uju has the details.
The meeting provided a strategic platform for discussions between members of the board, representatives from the various senatorial districts, and executive principals, with a focus on repositioning senior secondary schools in Edo State for greater efficiency and improved academic performance. In a welcome address, the executive chairman, Dr. Rita Erewele, expressed appreciation to the principals for their attendance, stressing the importance of the interactive session in ensuring the smooth and effective implementation of the 2026 academic program across public senior secondary schools in the state.
When we enhance our collaboration, we will effectively guided with the policies and expectations of the board.
During the interactive session, the executive principals highlighted several challenges confronting their schools, including inadequate funding, a demanding academic calendar, stalled promotions for teachers, and the poor state of offices and furniture, among other concerns.
In some schools, some principals have to employ security guards to guard their schools. They pay from their salary.
In a response, Dr. Rita Erewele assured the principals that their concerns will be addressed, noting the Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpewolo, remains fully committed to improving the education system in the state.
So in this interactive session has given us opportunity to get feedback from the executive principals, and they were also informed about the beautiful plans our able governor has for the senior secondary schools across the state in the year 2026.
She's really a mother and a leader, and she's giving us hope that solution will be profiled on every issue that we have mentioned here.
Her responses are mind-blowing, has calmed all the nerves.
She reaffirmed the board's commitment to capacity development and the promotion of quality education across all public senior secondary schools in Edo State. From Benin, Jolade Uju, ITV News.
The Edo National Working Association Worldwide, ENO, has marked a historic milestone with the official commissioning of the ENO Dialysis and Diagnostic Center, a world-class healthcare facility established to improve access to quality and affordable medical services in Benin City, Edo State. The report filed by Shalom Ungara is presented by Jolade Uju.
The well-attended ceremony attracted Eno executives, medical professionals, and Nigerians in the diaspora, all united by a shared vision of improving healthcare delivery for Edo people. The chairman of the occasion, Professor Dixon Idusui, described the Dialysis and Diagnostic Center as a strategic intervention aimed at addressing the growing demand for specialized renal care and advanced diagnostic services in the state.
ENAW, Edo National Association, is a combination of all clubs in North America, Canada, and now in Europe. So each local club comes together to form the National Association.
In her address, the president of the association, Engineer Bose Ogbefun Ovieso, emphasized that the facility was established to reduce medical tourism.
As we officially commission this Dialysis and Diagnostic Center, we celebrate not only a milestone but a movement, one built on compassion, collaboration, and community spirit.
The ceremony was further enlivened by performances from Edo cultural troops and presentation of awards to deserving individuals whose dedication and support made the project a reality. The highlight was the official commissioning of the medical center by the Edo State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Cyril Shomole, and the unveiling of the Wall of Fame.
I commissioned this dialysis center in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost.
The commissioning of the Eno Dialysis and Diagnostic Center represents a significant stride in the association's contribution to healthcare development. From Benin, Jola Deojo, ITV News.
You're still on to the network news on Independent Television. We'll take a short break now, after which the news continues. Stay tuned.
Ojode Atwaje, Abẹ́ẹ̀dọ́pẹ́.
Welcome back to the Network News on Independent Television. Now, in more news, the final journey to eternity of the late Princess Mabel Osewunwa, fondly called Ododo One, has begun as family members, friends, and well-wishers gathered in large numbers to pay their last respect and celebrate the life of the revered matriarch who passed on at the age of 80. Ofuria Neto reports.
It was a moment of deep emotion as the body of the late Princess Mabel Osewunwa, popularly known as Ododo One, departed Hope Mortuary, marking the commencement of her funeral rites. Moved to her residence where family members, friends and sympathizers received the remains with traditional and family rites observed in her honor. Children of the late Princess Mabel Osewunwa paid glowing tributes to their mother, describing her as a loving, caring and supporting parent whose values and legacy will continue to live on with her family and those she came in contact with.
I miss my mom because she's a mother. Not just a mother, she's a teacher, she's an advisor, she's the mother of all. Anytime my mother don't hear about me, he used to call me, pet me, Big Daddy, where are you? Are you at home? I love my mother so much.
I miss a lot about her. She was a lovely mother. She was not just my mother-in-law, she was my mother. I will miss her prayer because anytime I called her, she always prayed for me. I miss her prayer a lot. I miss how she advised me. She always told me, you are not my daughter-in-law, you are my daughter. Always behave like my daughter. Don't think that you are my daughter-in-law. I miss a lot about her.
The late Princess Mabel Osewunwa, popularly called Ododo One, is survived by her husband, 4 children, and 10 grandchildren. From Benin, Ofuri and Neto, ITV News.
Let's now join Osemudiame Osage for sports reports.
Super Eagles striker Paul Onuachu has expressed the team's desire to play in the semi-finals of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Onuachu, who scored a goal in Nigeria's 3-1 win over Uganda in the team's final Group C game, said Super Eagles' next target is to qualify for the semi-finals after sealing a 4-0 victory over Mambas of Mozambique in the round of 16 tie. The Trabzonspor striker also praised the quality of strikers at the team's disposal and also the players' impressive performance against Mozambique. Elsewhere, Michael Carrick and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have emerged as the front-runners to become Manchester United's caretaker manager until the end of the season. The former players, who have both previously managed United, are set for face-to-face talks with the club's leadership. The pair could also work together because Carrick was a significant part of Solskjaer's coaching team when he replaced Jose Mourinho at Old Trafford in 2018. Darren Fletcher, who is United's current under-18s coach, who has also been spoken to about the job, will continue as interim manager until a caretaker is appointed. And that's it from Sports Desk. I am Osemudiame Osage.
Now that's the end of the Network News on Independent Television. I am Chukufum Nanya Digwe. Thank you for watching. Good night.